Ladies, let me ask you something. Have you ever met a guy, maybe at a party, on a date, or even just standing in line for coffee, and within 5 minutes you felt that spark? Not because he was the most attractive guy you've ever seen, not because he said anything particularly mind-blowing, but because something about the way he was made your heart skip a beat, made you smile without even meaning to, made you walk away with that little voice in your head going, wow, what just happened? That right there is what we call butterflies. And the truth is, men get them too. But here's where most people get it wrong. They think butterflies come from looking perfect, from having the right flirty lines, or from being this hyper polished, always in control version of themselves. But no, real butterflies, they come from something far more innocent, from a certain softness, a confidence that isn't loud, a playfulness that isn't forced, and an energy that just feels good to be around. It's the way you laugh, it's the way you look at him mid-sentence, it's how you can be cheeky one minute, then unexpectedly sincere the next. And guess what? You don't have to be the most outgoing woman in the room to give a guy butterfly. You don't have to overthink it. You just need to tap into the little things that stir feeling, not just attraction, in a man. So today, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Not by playing games, not by memorizing lines, but by tuning into the simple, innocent ways that make a man say, there's something about her I can't stop thinking about. Let's dive into the 5 ways to give a guy butterflies innocently. One of the most underrated but powerful ways to give a guy butterflies is to be genuinely interested in who he is, not just in how he makes you feel or whether he likes you. And there's a huge difference between the two. A lot of people walk into a date or a conversation with this silent question running in the back of their minds. Do they like me? But the women who actually stand out, the ones that make a guy walk away feeling something, are the ones who are quietly wondering something much more powerful. Do I like him? Who is he, really? When a man senses that your attention is not rooted in approval seeking, but in true curiosity, it disarms him, it relaxes him. And ironically, that's what draws him in even more. Because most people don't slow down enough to be curious. Most people are so busy trying to be impressive, they forget to be interested. They're performing, not connecting. And guys, especially the ones who are used to surface level conversations, can feel that shift immediately when a woman is different, when she's present, when she's not afraid to ask something thoughtful and actually listen to the answer. But here's where it gets subtle, and this is important. Being interested doesn't mean being overly available or emotionally eager. It's not about flooding him with energy or leaning in too hard too soon. That's where many women fall into the trap of desperate availability, you know what I mean? When someone is so obviously into the idea of being chosen that they stop being discerning. When every text is answered instantly, when every plan is a yes, when the vibe starts feeling like, please like me, instead of let's see if we vibe. There's no mystery in that, no playfulness, no tension, and butterflies need all 3. So how do you find the sweet spot? Start by actually asking better questions. Not the typical, what do you do? But what do you love most about what you do? Or what would you do if no one was watching? These questions say, I'm listening. I want to know the real you. And when he starts to open up, even just a little, give him your full attention. Lock eyes, smile. Let your energy soften, even if just for a moment. Because when a man feels that someone is really tuned into him without trying to control the outcome, it creates a moment of rare connection. And in that moment, his heart flutters. Not because of how perfect you look, not because of anything flashy you said, but because you gave him something most people never do. Your full, present attention with 0 pressure attached. You don't need to prove anything to him. You don't need to rush in and fill all the silence or try to sell your personality. Just be there, authentically, calmly, confidently, And watch how the simplicity of real connection does what charm and performance never could. That's how you give a guy butterflies without even trying. The power of the unexpected compliment. Compliments are interesting. We all like them, but we're also suspicious of them, especially when they're the obvious kind. When a guy hears you're hot or you're so sexy, it registers as surface level. He's probably heard it before. It doesn't create an emotional moment. It's flattering, sure, but it's not memorable. It doesn't reach beneath the surface of his ego and make his heart skip. But give a guy an unexpected compliment, something personal, something that shows you're actually paying attention, and you'll see a totally different reaction. He might laugh at first. He might say, really? Because it catches him off guard. And then you see it in his eyes, the softening, the surprise, that moment where his brain rewinds and thinks, wait, she noticed that? That's the moment where butterflies live. For example, instead of complimenting the usual, his body, his style, his job, what if you said, you have such a calm presence? I feel more relaxed just sitting next to you. Or the way you talk about your friends, it's really attractive. You don't hear guys speak that way very often. These kinds of compliments aren't just kind, they're insightful. They make him feel like you see something others miss, and everyone wants to feel uniquely seen. What makes it so powerful is the element of sincerity mixed with surprise. It's not a line, it's not flirtation for the sake of flirtation. It's that moment where you reflect something beautiful back to him that he didn't even realize he was showing. Maybe he didn't know he had a quiet strength. Maybe he didn't realize how warm he looked when he talks about his little sister. But when you point it out, it lands, because you're not praising him to get something. You're simply acknowledging a truth he wasn't aware of. And that feels incredibly intimate. And here's what's amazing. You don't have to force this. If you're really present in a conversation, if you're truly curious, these little moments will present themselves naturally. The key is to not overthink it. Don't wait for a perfect moment to say something meaningful. Just let it come out when it feels right. A soft, I like that, about you, delivered casually but sincerely, can echo in a man's mind for hours, sometimes days. He may not show it on the outside. Guys are trained to keep it cool. But trust me, when you give a man a compliment that hits a deeper note, he walks away thinking about you, replaying the moment, wondering why it felt so good, wondering what else you see in him. That's what butterflies feel like. When someone says something that hits your heart, not just your pride, tease him. Playfully, not painfully. There's something wildly attractive about a woman who knows how to tease a man just enough to keep things fun, light, and flirtatious, but without ever crossing the line into cruelty or mockery. This is an art form, and when done right, it creates chemistry that you can feel in the air. It's like emotional ping pong. You toss the ball just lightly enough for him to hit it back. That rhythm of back and forth, that's where butterflies live. Most people think of teasing as something immature or juvenile. And yes, if done wrong, it can definitely come off that way. But playful teasing, when it's mixed with warmth, curiosity, and charm, it creates spark. It shows confidence. It shows you're not putting him on a pedestal, but you're also not tearing him down. You're treating him like an equal. You're saying, I see you, I like you, and I'm not afraid to mess with you a little. Let's say he's telling you about how competitive he is when he plays sports. You could respond with something like, oh, you're one of those guys. I bet you're the guy yelling at people during board games too. Then smile, maybe give him that mischievous look. That one sentence just turned an ordinary story into a flirtatious exchange. And now he's trying to think of something clever to say back. That moment of tension, of playful challenge, that's when the butterflies start to form. Here's the golden rule. Your teasing should never feel mean. It should feel like a gentle push, not a jab. If there's no warmth underneath it, it just feels cold. And if there's no attraction or curiosity behind it, it just feels dismissive. But if you're smiling, holding eye contact, and showing him that you're enjoying the interaction, it'll land exactly the way you want it to. What's beautiful about teasing is that it creates a sense of intimacy without being too intense too soon. It allows you both to show personality without getting too vulnerable too fast. And for many guys, especially those who aren't used to being playfully challenged by women, it's refreshing. It disrupts the usual script. It makes them pay attention, and it gives them the chance to flirt back, to engage, to feel a sense of momentum between you. And don't forget, men tease the people they like. It's wired into how many of them connect. So when you tease back, you're speaking his language. You're showing that you're not fragile. You're not walking on eggshells. And you're confident enough to playfully poke fun without fear. That confidence, that freedom to be a little cheeky, that's what makes him think, God, she's fun. And fun is the gateway to attraction, because at the end of the day, the butterflies we remember most aren't from serious dramatic moments. They're from laughing, teasing, smiling across a table at someone who just made your heart skip with a clever comeback. That's the kind of energy that lingers. Hold a little mystery. Don't overshare too fast. One of the fastest ways to kill butterflies before they even have a chance to flap their wings is to lay everything out too soon. It's a very human instinct. We meet someone we like and suddenly we want to connect deeply. We want to tell them our story, our struggles, our childhood, the name of our dog growing up, our biggest heartbreak, what we learned from it, and maybe even our 5-year plan. Slow down. There's nothing wrong with being open, but there's a difference between openness and emotional dumping. And in the early stages, mystery is what keeps someone leaning in. It's not about being distant or cold or playing games. It's about allowing the other person to discover you in layers. And those layers, that slow unfolding curiosity, that's where butterflies are born. Think about the movies or books that make your heart race. It's not because everything is revealed in the first chapter or scene. It's because you're drawn in by what's left unsaid. You're intrigued by the moment when the character pauses before answering. The silence that holds 1,000 unspoken thoughts. The look that suggests there's more going on under the surface. When you share too much too fast, you remove the sense of anticipation. It becomes information overload instead of emotional connection. You don't need to rush to prove how interesting, deep, or emotionally intelligent you are. You show those things through subtlety, through pacing, through letting someone earn access to different parts of you over time. A lot of women feel that they're being real by oversharing. And yes, vulnerability is beautiful, but timing is everything. When you reveal something personal too quickly, before trust or safety has been established, it doesn't feel vulnerable. It feels like pressure. And pressure kills connection. Instead, think of your presence as something to be discovered, not downloaded like a resume. Let there be pauses. Let him wonder about that little smile you give when he asks about your weekend. Let him feel the space between what you say and what you hold back. That space, that's intrigue. That's emotional tension. That's what makes someone leave a conversation and think, oh, there's something about her. I want to know more. And remember, mystery isn't about being a closed book. It's about being a well-written one. Each chapter reveals something new. Each interaction peels back a different layer. You don't need to announce your depth. Let it be felt. Let it rise naturally in the right moment when the connection has earned it. Because when you give someone everything all at once, they have nothing left to wonder about. But when you give them just enough to feel intrigued, to feel connected, to feel like they're on a journey with you, that's when they become hooked. And that hook, that curiosity that lingers in the space between knowing and wanting to know more, that's what creates butterflies that last. Be joyful. Your energy is everything. Let's talk about something that people overlook far too often when it comes to attraction, and that's joy. We spend so much time worrying about what to say, how to look, when to text, how to play it cool, that we forget the one thing that makes someone want to be around us again and again is simply how we make them feel. And at the heart of that is your energy. Joy is not about being bubbly or loud or putting on a performance. It's not about being the entertainer in the room or acting like everything is amazing all the time. Joy is more subtle and far more powerful. It's about having a lightness in your presence. It's about not taking everything so seriously. It's about being the kind of woman who can find humor in a situation, smile at a stranger, and laugh. Really laugh without apology. You want to know what gives a guy butterflies in the purest, most innocent way? When you're sitting across from him, talking about something random, and you suddenly start laughing. Not to be cute, not to impress him, but because you actually can't help yourself. That moment is electric because it's real. It's unfiltered. It tells him this is what it feels like to be around her. Men don't always remember every word you said, but they never forget how they felt around you. And when you radiate warmth, when your energy makes the moment feel lighter, easier, more alive, you instantly become unforgettable. Not because you were trying to impress him, but because you reminded him what it's like to enjoy someone's company so much, he didn't want the moment to end. Joy is also incredibly attractive because it's rare, let's be honest. Most people are stressed, distracted, guarded, or a little cynical these days. So when you show up with an energy that says, I'm here, I'm present, and I enjoy my own life, it's magnetic. It shows that you're not waiting for someone else to entertain you or complete you. You already bring the good vibes to the table. And here's something guys won't always say out loud, but they feel it. Joy is healing. When a man feels stressed, uncertain, or worn down by life, and he's around a woman who brings lightness, not perfection, but presence, it's like a breath of fresh air. You become the calm in the chaos, the spark in the routine, the one who makes him feel like life just got better the moment you walked in. So don't underestimate your joy. Don't hide it or tone it down to be cool or aloof. Let your happiness be part of your glow. Let your smile be sincere. Let your laughter ring out. Because at the end of the day, butterflies don't come from strategy. They come from feeling. And when he walks away thinking, she just made me feel good. I don't know what it was, but I want more of that. That's when you know you've left a mark. A light, joyful, unforgettable mark. So let's bring this all together. Giving a guy butterflies innocently isn't about becoming someone you're not. It's not about trying harder, being more perfect, or saying the right thing at the right time. It's about those little shifts in how you show up, your presence, your playfulness, your ability to make someone feel seen, challenged, intrigued, and totally disarmed in the best way. We've talked about 5 beautiful ways to do that. Being genuinely curious about him, giving unexpected compliments that touch his heart, not just his ego, teasing him with charm, not edge, holding mystery by letting your story unfold slowly, and finally, being joyful, letting your energy be the thing he can't stop thinking about. These aren't tricks. They're not manipulation. They're truths. They're tools for creating a deeper feeling, the kind that stays with someone long after the conversation ends. Because at the end of the day, men aren't just looking for a woman who's hot or impressive. They're looking for someone who makes them feel alive, someone who lights something up in them without even trying. And you, when you lean into your playful side, your softness, your joy, and your ability to stay just a little out of reach in the most beautiful way, you become unforgettable. So here's my challenge to you. The next time you're with someone you like, even if it's just a moment, ask yourself, am I trying to impress him or am I enjoying him? Am I showing up from a place of fear or from a am I letting him see the real me, one beautiful layer at a time? Start there and watch what happens when you stop trying to win a man over and instead just let him feel you. The butterflies, they'll take care of themselves. If you found this helpful and you want more tools to connect, attract, and build amazing relationships without losing yourself in the process, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss a new video. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Which one of these 5 points are you gonna try first? Or have you already seen one of these work for you in real life? Drop it below. I read every comment and I can't wait to hear your story. Until next time, stay magnetic.